Hi, I am Doopy and welcome to my channel Doopy Rants. In this video I am going to be ranting about Loonly laws in the US. Loonly laws are laws that doesn't make sense or are outdated. Before I get into that, I learned Winnie the Pooh is banned in Poland. I know that's random, but most likely I would be too. Here is a clip.
Well, some small-town officials in Poland, they seem to have too much time on their hands. Winnie the Pooh is causing outrage. The much-loved animated bear has been banned from a Polish playground. The reason, his dubious sexuality and what they call his inappropriate dress. In other words, the bear has no pants on. At a local council meeting in the town of Tucson, one official says that the bear is a hermaphrodite and is inappropriate for children, if you can believe that. This all began with a discussion of which famous character should become the face of the play area, and people clearly think this is pretty silly. Here are some of the tweets. Someone saying, what country could possibly ban a childhood treasure like Winnie the Pooh? Winnie the Pooh rules. Somebody else says, just saw the news that a town banned Winnie the Pooh because he doesn't wear pants. What about the rest of the naked characters? Which is a good question. And Winnie the Pooh banned in Poland for being a hermaphrodite. Officially, I give up on planet Earth.
Damn, that's how they feel about a cartoon character. Sheesh, that's a bit much and ridiculous. I'm offended because they're offended of my existence. That's double offensive, though I did like how she said they had too much time in their hands. Which I totally agree. That post is valid. Like there is so many cartoon characters without pants. Now there is multiple websites that has list of ridiculous laws. Some are false or doesn't cite their sources.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay. Objection, hearsay.
There are many Loonly laws that have been recognized as being outdated or ridiculous and have been repealed. The fact that Loonly laws exist isn't uncommon. Even The Simpsons did a clip.
Stupid prison guard job thinks it's so big.
Okay, boys, here's a Looney law from 1911. 5 kicks of the same can shall be considered illegally transporting litter.
And he who shall violate this law shall be punished by catapult. No.
You're the king, Homer!
Also on the news.
All right, time for this week's segment of Looney Laws, exploring some of the more ridiculous legislation in our state. This week, a strange rule in the Ohio Driver's Manual.
You a big horn honker?
No. He likes to play with his horn, so therefore he would like that.
And he would be following the law if he's passing another vehicle. The Ohio Driver's Manual states you must honk your horn when passing another car.
Although you may need to know that to pass the driver's test, that's actually not the law.
But UD Law Professor Thaddeus Hoffmeister says it is in the Ohio Driver's Manual.
Are other optional hand gestures allowed?
As long as you gave some type of signal, because that's really how the cases, how the courts have interpreted that. Some type of signal you must give, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a horn.
No, then we have all this honking going on. There's too many cars on the road for that.
Not only that, you probably get the one-fingered salute if you do that.
There you go. That's exactly right. You got to be careful when you honk that horn.
Because people honk for other kinds of reasons and people get road rage.
I'm passing you because you're going too slow? Road rage, maybe?
Definitely road rage.
Lay off the horn. This is one rule you might want to break.
So that goes back a number of years when there weren't as many cars on the road.
Yeah, imagine if you did that nowadays on the highway, you'd be like just laying on the horn all the time.
As the one guy said, the one-finger salute, you'll get a lot if you keep doing that. But it's still in the driver's manual. They just need to take it out.
Yeah,
so, it's interesting.
Haven't they come out with a new edition?
Damn, imagine if every driver did that. That would be so annoying. Laughing my ass off, he likes to play with his horn. Don't we all? That would suck to have that as part of an exam or even a driving test. Like he said, they just need to take that out. You know, in India they drive like that. Always honking the horn. Guess what, I found other ridiculous laws in Alabama. You can't wrestle with bears. By the way, this isn't an old law. Passed in 2012. Why anyone would wrestle a bear is beyond me. Do they think they are a Tekken fighter? I wonder what kind of training they do for bear wrestling if it's a thing. Also, how is a police officer going to take custody of any bear? Do they even have vehicles to handle a bear? I suppose the lawmakers felt bear wrestling was simply unbearable. All states have some kind of law against incest. However, I found out Alabama has one, but the law doesn't mention anything about first cousins. Still so wrong. What's worse is, incest is legal in New Jersey and Rhode Island. I guess this old joke doesn't only apply to Alabama. This just so wrong and disgusting. Moving on. Speaking of Rhode Island, I found this law to be funny. How would they define someone of being incompetent? I hope there is a clause to that to further define it. If someone had to simply prove some way that their partner is incompetent, then like, wow. Alimony and all could be out the window. New Jersey has another Loonly law. You can't wear a bulletproof vest while committing a crime. Let's say a group of guys like Ocean 12 or whatever was in New Jersey, and of course they'd be like, "Aw damn, we can't commit a crime here because we can't wear bulletproof vest." I don't understand what the lawmakers was trying to prove while adding this law. In Ohio, it's a misdemeanor to fire something as small as a BB gun to a missile that would cause harm to anyone. A missile though, like who in the fuck shooting missiles at people on the streets of Ohio, let alone throwing any.
You got a problem, boy. Right here. Here's your right there. Right there. All right. Play a little game. Right here. I said, do we have a pellet? Huh? Oh, USSR. Now you better get your stank asses up out of here before I cause a nuclear holocaust up in here, fool. Let's go, let's go. Oh, come on now. Fool, it'll be Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Damn, sounds like there was a war zone in Ohio until this law came about. Even funnier that this law is like, hey, we are not saying you can't have any of those items, just can't use any to harm someone. Wouldn't other laws cover the basis of this one, like physical assault? Just saying. In Vermont you can't paint your horse to the point the breed is unrecognizable. It's a good thing I mentioned this Loonly law because I know the gas prices are high now. You might need another form of transportation. So if you somehow have a thoroughbred, you can't make them look like a Mustang. In West Virginia you can't jump on trains. See, this law is obviously outdated, or is it? I can't see anyone jumping on a train but cars though. That's something you see in movies. Here another crazy Loonly law. Minors in South Carolina can't smoke, drink or play pinball. Laughing my ass off. Did a lawmaker got his high score beaten by a kid? Does this law apply to mobile pinball games too? Imagine getting fined or jail time because your kid played pinball. That would be a hell of an excuse. Oh wow, this is Loonly. In Nebraska you can't marry a person who has a STD. Hey, I know it's the gift or curse that keeps on giving but banned from marriage. Damn, that's one way to end a relationship. In Washington before COVID was even around, there is a law that if you had contagious disease and you're out in public, it's a misdemeanor. Find the most germophobic lawmaker and he probably wrote this one in Washington. Sick plus public equals jail time. You're going to have to hold it in. Imagining coughing by a police officer and just like that you're arrested. That would be pretty nuts. You would be like, it's just a smoker's cough. I wonder how they enforce a law like this. To be honest, I don't think they do or take any of these laws seriously. If they did, I don't think they would have much COVID cases in 2020. Here's a state that probably takes this law seriously. How a person makes their butter or cheese.
Gromit, that's it, cheese. We'll go somewhere where there's cheese. Cheese, Lancashire cheddar.
Wallace and Gromit is an awesome classic. I can say a lot of cheesy jokes about this law, but I butter not. I don't know about you, but it's a first for me that someone could go to jail or fined for making butter or cheese. Another Loonly law in Wisconsin is you can't point your laser during a public event or disturbance. I'm wondering if there was any laser pointing during the Kenosha protest of 2020. I even wonder how they would identify who pointed a laser during such a time. This law simply sounds ridiculous, suggesting that a laser beam could do more harm than causing blindness. For you dog and cat lovers, here is a Loonly law in Pennsylvania. They have lists of how you should treat your dog and cat. For example, you need to feed your dog at least twice a day. I wonder if dogs or cats could submit formal complaints? Dear dog representative, my owner Janice hasn't been giving me treats, and though I pissed on my bed, she hasn't changed my sheets or anything since then for 3 days. Please help. Signed by Sparkles. I'm all for treating our fellow companions with dignity, but this just sounds quite extreme. I mean, are we at a point in our society that we need this to be a law? Why did the chicken cross the road? Because their owner is in a Georgia jail for not watching them. Sounds like that Pennsylvania law, eh? If you intend to have a chicken as a pet in Georgia, know this law. So don't count your chickens before they hatch without knowing these laws. Looks like lawmakers has a lot of time in their hands to come up with an extensive list to have a chicken as a pet. Also on top of that, in Georgia, if you're planning to own an adult bookstore,
make sure you meet these long, thick specifications. The floor has to be light-colored, non-absorbent, smooth-textured, and easily cleaned.
Like what was going on in the book or video store for this to be necessary. I heard people enjoyed themselves there, but this sounds like a bit too much was going on. Do couples take a test run of their products? Well, here is a Loonly law that I think is being broken every day. In Idaho, you're not allowed to fornicate. But you can't spell Idaho without ho. Just kidding, bad joke. Why this law still in the books is beyond me, or the fact somebody typed this on their page. Apparently a loophole is same-sex sex is okay. I can see this law screwing some people over. Here another Loonly law in Texas. You can't have 6 or more similar sexual devices. This law quite ambiguous to say the least. Pretty much you could have more guns than dildos. To make it worse, if it was up to Ted Cruz, he would ban sexual devices completely. If he succeeded, people would shop at grocery stores but not for eating. I hope one day someone takes Ted Cruz to Connemara Matsuri, a Japanese penis festival. Seems like women might as well wear chastity belts in Texas. Women probably can't do the women only in home parties. You know where they sell sex toys. Like Pure Romance. Seriously, they used 2 undercover cops just to arrest a woman for selling sex products. This is nuts. I'm just going move to the last Loonly law. In Oklahoma, you can't molest buildings and cars. What the fuck? Who would even... Oh wait, never mind. Though I am still confused how a person could molest a building or car. It's beyond me, and even more so that this is a law. Still, it's sad that these laws are not removed, and even more so they exist. Understandably, bestiality is completely illegal in the states, but what I don't understand is there is no laws preventing a person to marry an animal or inanimate object. However, these states ban same-sex marriage. I just don't get why same-sex marriage still banned despite these facts. Anyway, thank you for watching, and please be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and hit the notification button icon. Thank you and bye-bye.